All right, and we're off. Hey guys, thanks for joining us again for another Slurve MLB Expert Chat here on this Tuesday. Hope everybody, I need to update that link, I guess. Hope everybody had, or can you post that in there, Jimmy? We'll get the link out there in the thread for you guys. Sorry about that. Thanks for joining us after the holiday. A little adjusted schedule. Hopefully everybody had a good holiday. It was quite the I think if you played DFS, it was quite the up and down weekend. Like Tuesday, that's how thrown off my days are. Saturday was crazy. Like the Jays and Twins go off, and that was all fun. And then Saturday night I sucked. And then yesterday, when was Lester? Which day was Lester?
I think Lester was Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
All right.
It was crazy.
Saturday was bad. Sunday was good, right?
Yeah, it was crazy. Saturday was it was just crazy up and down weekend. So I'm almost kind of happy it's over. FanDuel's interesting today. I think I know we got a bunch of people that like to play FanDuel that hop in the chat, and they got the big monster today for anybody that got any tickets or wants to kind of hop into that big contest, the 100K to first place. And it's an interesting slate. So as usual, make sure to hop in the chat with any questions or comments that you have. Enlighten us with some news or bring any of your questions, and we'll answer those as we go. So we can go ahead and get started. I'll pull up. I think a decent amount of people are focusing on FanDuel, so I'll even pull up FanDuel to go down pricing wise, and we'll start with pitching. I think it's pretty similar, if I'm remembering correctly. But Mad Bumgarner is the top guy with Carrasco. Somewhat closer on DK and a little bit further down on FanDuel. Adam, how are you treating those two guys as kind of the clear-cut top two options?
I didn't hear your question. Sorry, but you're talking about Bumgarner Carrasco?
Yep.
I think Carrasco has higher upside. I also think on FanDuel he's gonna be really, really popular since there's a price difference. So I'm kind of torn on what to do, because if I have the money left over to pay up to Bumgarner, I kind of like it because I think he'll be lower owned than Carrasco. But I don't think he'll be like that much lower owned that it's something I need to force into my lineups. But I also like David Price a lot in tournaments on FanDuel, actually on both sides.
That's interesting. What's your rationale for Price love?
He has the same upside as Carrasco and Bumgarner, and he's going to be the lowest owned.
I don't think it's fair to say he has the same upside as Carrasco and Bum.
Why?
In this matchup. Like, in a vacuum, sure, but...
He has the best strikeout stuff out of any of them.
Yeah, but I'm saying against Texas versus against, Colorado, who's striking out like crazy for Mad Bum, and, I can't even... Oh, yeah, in Detroit. I mean, they're 26% strikeout to righties. So
for the season,
that's what I don't know what numbers Labs has on it, but
yeah, it's definitely not 26.
I always find that Labs is a little bit different. I never know exactly where they get their numbers
they're
from.
22. They're 22 for the season, and Texas is like 19 against lefties.
I mean, Carrasco's pretty close, right? Like, they basically have the same swinging strike stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely really close, and I think that they're like all super high strikeout pitchers, especially Carrasco and Price, and there's just going to be a huge ownership gap between Price and Carrasco.
I mean, Price also gives up the most hard hit stuff out of the three, too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not doing it in cash games, but I like them in tournaments.
I mean, I don't hate him in tournaments, so I don't like him.
Yeah, no, I think on FanDuel he's the best tournament pitcher there is. I think.
That's interesting. What's the price difference on FanDuel? He's pretty similar to Carrasco, right? Oh, yeah.
10,200.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's going to have him.
None.
But I don't know if that's enough of a reason for me to go there.
Right. I mean, like if anybody wants to give me 5-1 odds that Price outscores Carrasco, I'll take the bet. And that's basically what you're doing in a GPP.
Yeah,
maybe not 5-1.
Yeah.
Probably like 3.5 to 1.
Yeah,
I want to cash like at least one of my $300 entries. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm only playing one. So.
I mean, that's the thing is like it's an opportunity cost thing of who do you want to play, and like Like, I don't hate the play of it. There are just other guys that I'd rather play that I don't think price gives me that much of an advantage over playing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think if you take this spot like every day for the season, you're going to win GPPs with Price more than you're going to win them with like Carrasco.
I mean, you still have to nail your hitting, right? Like, I think if you
you have to have anybody.
It's much easier to go like chalk hitting if you're interested in that.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think very few people will have that combination. But if you're going with one of the chalk pitchers, you just kind of have to think outside the box when it comes to your stacks.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I had what I think is going to be a really contrarian stack, then I would be more likely to go Carrasco, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Would you rather, here's a random thought, would you rather play guys from the weather concern game with Carrasco on FanDuel or play a chalkier stack with David Price, say a Blue Jays or whatever you determine to be the chalky stack tonight?
I mean, that comes down to risk tolerance more, I think, than like which you think's a better play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you have no issue just like losing your $300 without a single one of your guys playing, then like take that Minnesota game. But if you like aren't that risk, like if you're a little more risk averse than that, then I would prefer the Price lineup.
Yeah. I mean, especially because he should win today either way.
Yeah.
So at least you get 12 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he should. I've been trying to think a little more deeply on the FanDuel and the wins and all that. And in theory, he should win, right? Vegas says he's a minus 210 favorite, which is all well and good. But that just means the Red Sox should win the game. And not that this is the exact same scenario, and I'm not trying to tell people to say go look at his last game against the Rangers, but this is not a tough outing for him either, or not an easy outing for him either. He could very well go, he could go 5 innings and give up 6 runs and strike out a bunch of people and not get the win. I mean, he could not outpitch AJ Griffin all that much. I mean, I totally agree, Adam, with what you're saying. I think that there's a lot of GPP upside. The last time he faced the Rangers, I think I was kind of arguing for David Price.
Yeah.
And I wholeheartedly agree. I just don't. I'm trying to, whether this is right or wrong, think a little bit differently about the whole FanDuel, like, he should get the win thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't factor in my tournaments on FanDuel. I don't factor it in that much because if I find a pitcher that I think is going to have a really good outing, like for him to have a good enough outing for me to win the tournament, he's probably pitching well enough to give his team a chance to win anyway. Yep. So if I find a pitcher that I really like for a tournament, like I don't really care what his Vegas odds are because I'm playing him thinking he's going to do well, and if he does well, he'll probably win.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that people don't think about in FanDuel, and like you go, every tout in the world literally says like, play this guy on FanDuel because he's a minus 200 favorite. Well, he's a minus 200 favorite not always just because of him. Like, sure, sometimes that's the case, but like what Hendricks the other day, like, play him, just take him on FanDuel because he's a massive favorite. Well, yes and no. I mean, he's a massive favorite because his offense should destroy the other team's pitching, not because he's going to give you a good outing as a pitcher. I
mean, I like Hendricks yesterday just because I thought he had a really high floor because of how big of a favorite he was, and just because of the matchup. But I mean, if he let's say it was a Cubs pitcher, who doesn't have the numbers that Hendricks does, and just because he's a minus 270 favorite doesn't mean he's the best option.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't the perfect example, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, I think that's something that I've thought a lot more about. And DC actually brought it up. He kind of dove into it real deeply on a show one time, and it's something that I don't think we talk as much about. I don't think that anybody in the industry talks enough about. And I think you summed it up perfectly. If I think a pitcher is going to perform really well, like I like him enough on any site to play him, like I like his spot, I should be able to play him on FanDuel too, because if he's pitching that well, he should get the win. It's just that simple.
Yeah, and I mean, wins are just like hard to predict. Like bullpens blow games and stuff, and I just think you're giving up a lot by if you're really, really weighing in on any site, like, but this guy's going to get the win, so that unless it's like just a pure, you can't decide between two people, and one guy's like a massive favorite, one's the underdog, and everything else is equal. But like, it's just so hard to predict wins. You're doing yourself a disservice if you are just chasing wins.
Yep, I totally agree. What do you guys think about moving down just a little bit? There's not a tremendous amount I personally like, especially if we're talking about FanDuel, aside from the top guys. but a couple guys that in chat have been kind of popular today are Rodon and Taiwan.
Ew.
Um,
Mainly Rodon. Ew.
One of them is disgusting.
And it's Rodon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. That was my immediate reaction too. Ew.
Because the
Yeah, I
Yankees
mean-
don't strike out. So why would you play a strikeout?
Yeah,
pitcher?
like they don't strike out, and he has command issues, and the Yankees like
Walk
don't
a lot.
swing the bat.
Yeah.
It's the reason
Yeah.
that Shields shouldn't have worked yesterday.
Right. I mean, Yankees are also horrible at hitting baseballs right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it goes into that. But I would never play Rodon. But you guys didn't mention the fact that Joe West is umpiring the Price game, which makes
he
me not
is.
want to play Price.
I haven't seen that.
Oh God.
He's good for. Oh no, he's good for hitters. Never mind.
He's like the worst umpire for pitchers.
Yeah. Minus
It
2
looks
points.
like
Get minus 2.4
yeah,
points.
wow. Bumgarner's guy's pretty bad too.
Yeah.
But still, like less than half as bad.
Yeah,
So-
Wow.
That's insane.
I
He was like
really-
last game, Price was getting every corner pitch, which is why he actually ended up with like a bunch of strikeouts, even though he gave up a bunch of runs to the Rays. But if he's not getting the corner today, it's going to be ugly.
Yeah, that's, I usually don't weigh umpires in that much, but when it's that bad, it's not good.
That's really. I had no
most
idea.
of them are kind of near the middle, you know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
knew
if he
Joe.
throws it down the middle, they're going to crush him.
Apparently Taiwan's ump is pretty friendly as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do like him. I mean, he's just someone that, especially on FanDuel, I think his price is low enough that he gives you some good upside. Like at 8,400 on DraftKings, I think it's pretty borderline since Houston can hit and they'll probably score a couple runs on him. Plus, you give up points every time you let somebody on base. But FanDuel, where he's 1,000 cheaper, I think he's pretty interesting.
I still prefer him to Rodon though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, Rodon's not even in consideration.
I think DraftKings pitching is like super easy today. Just pay up and that's it. Like FanDuel is the one that I'm struggling with.
I like Tillman on DraftKings today.
You know, I
You
didn't.
like Tillman every start.
I was
though.
still worried you were going to say that because I liked him too. And I
His
was
price
like,
is just so low now, and the Dodgers can't hit.
I don't know. I don't think anybody can hit Tillman right now.
Ballpark boost, fly ball pitcher. I mean, he's not my favorite play, but if I'm gonna pay down a pitcher,
He's so cheap.
yeah.
He's so cheap.
He was like 11K literally a month ago.
2 starts ago he was 10-9.
Yeah.
And he was I played him at least once at those prices.
I played him against was it the Rays game that he was
Yeah.
10-9? Yeah.
Yeah.
I played him at 10-9.
Negative 3.9 over
Yeah.
5 innings.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
fun.
no, I think we all played him that day.
That was a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Today might be my Chris Young day too. I've been waiting for it.
You have been waiting for it. I will say, not to get us off track with a worthless guy, but the Brault kid from Pittsburgh, I really wish he was in
Me too,
the player
man.
pool.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm hoping the Cardinals are chalky. That's like the only way that Brault can help us today.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean they're not
I hope
crazy.
they go off too because I'll play any lefty against them next start.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As long as they don't lose me money by going off, that's fine. It was just funny. I was listening to St. Louis some sports talk radio this morning, and all the radio guys, beat writer stuff were like, you would think that Kershaw was coming to town because they're like a new, like a kid coming up from the minors that the Cardinals have never seen that's left-handed that can strike people out is like their kryptonite. They're like, well, everybody get ready for Brault to throw a no-hitter tonight because the Cardinals can't hit the kid they've never seen before. So supposedly they're, just for future notice, they're like film junkies, the Cardinals are. So if they've never seen a guy before and they don't really have film on them, they struggle. So just a little fun
Didn't
fact.
work against John Neese though. All that film.
Well, that's true. You can still play lefties against them, I think.
I think they're film junkies combined with being unable to hit left-handed pitching.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that kid,
Which makes zero sense.
strikeout numbers are just like sick. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's a lot to be a good pitcher. I mean, look at Zach Davies, look at Jake Arrieta, look at everyone the Orioles trade for mediocre talent.
We appreciate
I
that.
can't believe you said Zach Davies and Jake Arrieta in the same sentence.
We traded Zach Davies for Fernando Rodriguez, so
Come on, he was
or
good.
Francisco Rodriguez.
Yeah, not even that.
Whoever the one is that beats his like stepfather or whatever.
K-Rod.
All right, so Kenta is way up in my model. I don't want to play him. What do you guys think?
I like him.
Isn't he like the perfect matchup for the Orioles?
I mean, he's got good strikeout stuff. Like,
But he throws
for
everything
his-
slow,
for his
right?
price. I'm not really sure what his
Yeah.
velocity is.
Yeah.
Like everything is soft.
But he throws a lot of curveballs, though.
I just never know when he's gonna exit the game, like 4th inning or 7th inning.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he's not the safest play, but I mean, he's got like over 11. He's almost 12% swinging strikes, with almost a 24% K percentage, and he gets a good amount of hitters to chase pitches too. I mean, against the Orioles, that's a pretty good combination.
His slider is elite of elite. Holy crap.
That's what he throws the most.
Pitch FX, like, I'm not sure I've ever seen a 12.6 rating in pitch FX on a pitch. Like, Kershaw doesn't have a 12.6 something, I don't think. And that's kind of what you want to use against the Orioles. So
Yeah.
Wait, I'm
Sliders,
so
yeah.
confused. What? I just clicked on him on DraftKings and he got 45. What? Something is wrong here. Like, click on his
45 points?
game logs. That's not 45 points. Oh, I'm on FanDuel. That's right. That's what it is. I'm like, I thought I was on DraftKings.
You idiot. I was about to say, when did I miss a Kenta?
Max is on
What?
fan.
What drugs are you on right now, Max?
For everyone that doesn't know, Max got knocked down by his dog while he was holding his computer, fell back and missed a step and broke his foot. So
And the computer.
and broke the computer. So if he
Dog's not
sounds,
good, right?
the dog's fine.
That's all I care
That's
about.
what matters. So if he sounds a little loopy, like, he's probably gonna recommend the Braves.
I took my last oxycodone like 6 hours ago, so I should be good.
Well, the Padres lineup just got released, and Curse wants to know about Jank is hitting leadoff.
Jank. Love Jank.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I play him like every chance I can get.
I like the Padres today.
How's Beef throwing people out?
I don't know, but Jank will run on anybody.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think we brought that up the other day. Yeah.
He came in the game yesterday and stole a base, like right away.
Yeah, instantly.
Yeah.
Only 3.6 in a leading off, good hitting environment. Zach Godley doesn't scare anybody.
I was actually gonna play him today, except for he's not stretched out.
Yeah.
Badly, I mean,
That's what I really like some Padres, because Godley's not stretched out. He's average to below average. He's not stretched out, and then they had to use a lot of pen yesterday. Archie didn't go real deep.
Yeah.
They used Delgado got used, and a couple other guys got used. So Padres are interesting.
Yeah.
Any other pitchers? Some people brought up, like, the White Sox are somebody people like to target, and Tanaka's against them. Gio against Milwaukee. Any interest in those guys?
like I don't know. I haven't watched anything today, but I assume Gio is going to be chalky because he was chalky last start and he pitched well. And I just don't play Gio when he's chalky. Like I have trouble playing him when he's not chalk, and I refuse to do it when he's chalk. I don't really have interest in Tanaka. Like DraftKings, at least he's too expensive. Like the upside is just not there. Like it's a fine matchup, but
Yep. All that Adam said.
Agreed.
Trying to see if there's anybody else. Keuchel at home for the home road split believers.
Nope.
Nope.
Like I mean, I guess you can, but I don't really want to.
Man, you know that Godley has like a 26% strikeout rate versus righties? 25.7.
Does he really? Wow.
Yeah. And he has 60% ground ball
He's ground
rate
ball.
versus lefties.
Yeah, I don't hate him. He's not going to pitch long.
I mean, I just didn't realize how good he was. I guess because I haven't seen him for a week.
He was a semi decent prospect. They've got some kids. Like Archie was supposed to be a pretty good pitcher, and I think the Godley kid and a few guys. None of them have turned out, but
Godley I remember the most because the first time he like came up from the minors, he was like 4K, and I didn't know what I was doing, and everyone played him and just like steamrolled me for 25 points.
I do remember that. When was that?
It was last season sometime.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe that's the last time I heard of Godley, but I don't know. That like makes me sour on the Dickerson-Schimpf duo that you wanted to play with the 60% ground ball rate.
I don't love it either. I looked into them, but there's just not a lot of good punts tonight.
Yeah.
And Dickerson and Schimpf can hit. Like I know, like we talked about earlier in our little group chat. Like I have a boner for those type of guys because I like to pay up at pitching. So I play so many shitty punt hitters, but. Like, Schimpf hit a shitload. We talked about Schimpf a lot. I won't go into Schimpf.
He finally hit his home run. You can stop playing him now.
You did not play him that day. I bet you didn't play him that day.
No, I didn't. It was Friday night in the queue. And and I had Schimpf. And
it was versus Uvalde.
Mm-hmm. I had Schimpf, and I told you I was going to play Schimpf because everybody was going to play Uvalde, and I fucking didn't play him. and he hit a home run. But Dickerson was leading now the PCL is a pretty good hitting league, but he was leading the PCL in batting average and OPS before he came up this year. Which
he's a great prospect.
He can hit. And I mean, they're hitting him fifth. It's not like their lineup is great, but it's not like he just some call up they're throwing in the 8 spot. Like he's hitting fifth. And yeah, I mean, for $5,000 between the two of them, there's actually some upside in a good hitting environment. Like the numbers aren't great for sure on Godley, but I like those two still.
Now it'll be a bit before we get the lineup, but I think there's a lot of value on the Giants today. Silence tells me you maybe do not agree.
I'm looking. I literally have not looked at them. I don't like playing anybody against Chatwood, though.
Chatwood's good.
Yeah.
He's reverse splits, too, isn't he?
I mean...
Man, he's a ground ball guy, right?
Super ground ball guy.
Yeah. I like Tampa. Tampa is really cheap.
So somebody talk to me about Tampa because they're so cheap. Lincecum is so bad, but who do you play on Tampa?
You play all the righties.
No. Right.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you're going to stack them, just play. I mean, if you're going to play them, just stack them and play everybody. But I don't think Lincecum's that bad. Is kind of what's making me not know if I'm going to do that.
Have you watched him this year?
No, but he's got look at his strikeout peripherals.
Don't care. He pitches like 4 innings and throws 100 pitches.
Yeah, he still gets swings and misses on his changeup.
He does, no, for sure. But he just doesn't scare me. He also walks 20% of righties now. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot.
Yeah, I guess the only good number he actually has is his swinging strikes. Everything else is pretty terrible.
He's always got people to even since he's been bad for the last how many years, he still gets people to swing and miss. It's just when they make contact.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I guess they're like, especially if he's walking a lot of guys, like then you really want just everybody.
Yeah, stack it up.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't know, is Tampa going to be popular because they're so cheap?
No.
Tampa against a righty is not going to be popular.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too.
Are the Phillies going to be popular?
No.
The Phillies are never popular. Cody Ash gave me 2 zeros on 2 great teams yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play him again today.
I hate him. He's dead to me from yesterday.
Yeah, I love him.
Going back to what you were saying about the Vegas numbers on wins and stuff, the Cubs, who are apparently negative 295 favorites, are down 9-5.
Yeah.
The bottom of the 9.
People always underestimate Cincinnati. They can hit.
Yeah, really well.
Yeah, and nobody ever gives them any credit.
I think there are a lot of teams like that though too. Like somebody you just brought up right now, like the Phillies. They're not good as a team, and it's not like you want to play their 7 and 8 hitters because they're pretty bad. But Odubel is raking this year. Franco's getting hot. Rupp is tearing the cover off the ball. Ashy is hitting right now. I mean, if you would have stacked the Phillies, did one of you guys stack the Phillies yesterday? I mean, they hit like
I
3 home
did.
runs. Yeah.
But I stacked all the wrong guys.
Yeah, me too for the most part.
I stacked like 3-7.
It's like, oh yeah, you missed out on all the fun.
I missed out on all the fun, except for
yeah.
Michael.
Yeah. But what? So I was interested in some of them tonight, especially on, on FanDuel. I don't think you can pretty much afford anybody who won on FanDuel, even if you play bum. So are you interested in some of those Phillies? I mean, Fulte is just atrocious versus lefties, but he's not bad versus righties. What do you guys think about Phillies?
Yeah, I mean, they're not a team that I want to stack just thinking they're going to be like the highest scoring team. But if it lets me fit pitchers that I want, or like expensive one-offs that I really want, then I'm fine with them. I don't love their righties, so I have to really be getting a lot at other positions. But like 3 through 7 is like a pretty nice stack, I think, because it covers like Galvis at shortstop, which is kind of a shit position today.
Yes, and Simeon's hitting 7th.
Yeah.
Assholes.
Like the only shortstops I really, really like today are in the rain game.
Yeah, exactly. What about Cleveland? Getting a question about Cleveland love.
I like them a lot. Like I haven't looked at other stuff, but I kind of assumed they would be chalk today. Are they not?
They shouldn't be.
Well, I guess, yeah. I mean, Blue Jays and Indians, right? I mean, Blue Jays and Red Sox.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that, Max, I think you said it earlier, I don't know that you're that concerned with stack ownership today.
Nah, it's 14 games. Like, people are never as highly owned as I think they're going to be on 14-game slates.
And the Indians, just scrolling over the rankings, don't really make much of an appear. I mean, they're in there, Kipnis is like, I don't know, 7th or something, ranked by a couple people. But they certainly don't stand out. Like Semion's the clear number 1 at shortstop. Lindor's in there by like 2 people, Although he's
this Oakland game is so tilting. Like, it's really a lot of brain.
Like, it's the spot that I want to attack. Like, I've been being a stubborn, lazy ass because I just keep looking more at that game and checking back to see if the weather has changed. Because, like, that's what I want to play. But, like, it's not one of those situations where it's like, okay, it's kind of sketchy weather, but in a GPP you can roll the dice because it's probably more likely than not that it plays. Like, it's bad weather. Like, it's pretty bad. Like, but
the
MLB,
Cardinals last 3 days were all red every day.
Yeah.
And each game played. And scored a ton of runs.
That's why I'm thinking about still playing them.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on
summer
your risk
weather is so
tolerance.
weird with the thunderstorms. Like, you never know,
The issue is that they play tomorrow day game, so they could just doubleheader it and throw another game tomorrow night. Is more of my concern.
I wouldn't be that worried about that. I mean, if you look at the coverage, it's either going to be massive thunderstorms or it's not. So I don't think that whether they get a doubleheader in is going to matter because I think the game's just going to be a washout or it's not. It's not like
that's fair.
I don't think there's a window 3 hours in where if they wait, they'll get it in.
I mean, if Roth says red, there's no way I'm playing it.
Yeah,
that's what it
orange. I think I'd still be really tempted to play it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with 3.
Yeah, that's what. I mean, I want to take it.
Just stack it on one lineup.
Yeah.
Expect the lineup to be 0 or 2 million.
Yeah.
That might be a bit of an overestimate.
It's close. No, but that game. That's the biggest struggle for sure for me is, and I think on DK it's a little bit easier because I can give myself at least another hour to wait it out until 7:10, and if I really feel like it's bad, then at that point I can swap to a next lineup. But on FanDuel, you're put to the gun at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
All my money's on FanDuel too, so I don't really even care about DK.
Yeah. Yeah, one of my friends just texted me and asked if I wanted to play a heads up for fun. I was like, okay, I guess I have to make a DK lineup now.
So I'm the only one playing. Steve, are you playing DK?
Yeah, I'm only playing DK.
No, I'm playing DK, but I have like 5 times more going on FD than on DK today.
Yeah.
I'm not playing FanDuel, so
I'm playing the free rolls on DK, and that's it.
It's a free roll day, right?
Yeah, which I was gonna completely forget about, except CJ tweeted it.
They sent you an email, dude. They sent me like 3 emails.
Yeah, I know. I saw them like 3 hours after I saw CJ's tweet. I like never saw my email.
That platinum free roll is awesome. I won like, I think one of the times I had a really good lineup and I got like 7th place, and it was like 4 figures. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's the gold one. The platinum one's the one where like the top 5 get some kind of like VIP thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, the gold one then. Yep.
Yeah, the gold one's good. It's like 10K for first, and it's a flat payout.
Yeah.
Right.
wow.
Like, why don't they use that payout structure in all of their shit?
Why don't they have single entry tournaments like that? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
I agree, 1,000,000%. Yeah, so DK is also better about alerting you on that free roll than FanDuel is alerting you about tickets that you won. Like, FanDuel emails you for sure, but like for me, just one random email the night before, like that doesn't really do me very good. especially on like a weekend. Like if you want to see
you automatically.
I know, but so if it's a Saturday or something, like I'm enjoying my Saturday, okay? Like I may not see that you put a
Saturday.
Yeah, and like it just because I see one upcoming, I don't know, maybe I was intoxicated and I made a lineup. and then I come back to check and I played Chris Young and a bunch of guys on the DL in the monster. Yeah. Anyway, so getting back to some baseball. So we talked through Indians, we talked through the rain game, which I think we all have a lot of interest in. Talked a little bit about the Phillies. Getting a question about the Royals. Asking super low ownership, and Dickey gives up a lot of home runs. What are your thoughts on those? I mean, I think it comes down to how they hit the knuck, and I don't think it's great.
I didn't really love any of them in particular. I mean, Alcides kind of hits it fairly well. I mean, all of them in very limited at bats, but then they shoved him way down the bottom of the lineup. So I kind of lost interest there. They're not like that cheap. I mean, Kendrick is so on fire that it's like I can't tell you not to play him, but I don't want to.
Dickey's also good at holding runners, so the appeal of the Royal stat kind of dies.
He picks off a lot of people.
I have no interest in at all.
No, I don't like the Royals. So I want to know why Adam wants to play Chris Young, because he's a fly ball pitcher and they're going to hit a bunch of fly balls for outs?
Because he actually strikes out righties, and they have a lot of righties. And he's 4,600.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to do it, but
I don't think you need to.
Yeah. Like, I'm waiting. There's going to be one slate this season where it just sets up perfect, and I'm going to have Chris Young, and I'm going to look like an idiot.
Yeah, it's going to be a Chris Young Coors slate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not Chris Young in Coors.
Yeah.
Like,
no. Chris Young in Kansas City, and, and then Coors.
Yeah.
And Coors is going to go off, and Chris Young's going to give up 6 home runs.
See, I should look at pictures because, did anybody know that Chris Young has a 25% strikeout rate?
Yeah. I've been saying it for the last month.
That's insane.
Yeah.
He also gives up a 55% hard hit rate versus lefty.
Right.
That's why it has to be the perfect spot to play Chris Young.
Yes. I only knew that because Adam talks about him more than anyone should ever talk about Chris Young, and because I played some Cardinals lefties against him not that long ago. They'll be super popular, but I don't really think they should be.
Yeah, I have no issue fading Toronto today. Yes, they could blow up, and I will probably have Michael Saunders in my cash lineup, but
you should.
Outside of and probably Carrera. I don't know what his price is, but probably Carrera. But yeah, I mean, outside of having some Blue Jays exposure in my cash lineup, now granted I'm also only making one GPP lineup today, but if the Blue Jays blow up, I just have no issue losing.
I mean, I don't know. Royals bullpen is good too, and it's not like Young is going to go deep in the game.
Yeah, but if they're behind, their bullpen's not that good.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's still not bad, but it's like Chen Ming Wong instead of like whoever the back end of their back end
Dude,
guys.
I remember the Chiming Wong golden years. Trust me.
He had golden years.
Yes, he was awesome.
I remember being excited whenever he pitched against the Orioles.
He was so good in the Yankees for like 2 years.
So good. I feel like we have different definitions of so good. The way
Yeah, but
term's so good.
he was a ground ball pitcher that won a lot of games when the Yankees were really, really good.
I'm kind of tempted to play the Yankees today, which rarely ever happens to me.
I don't like him today. I liked him yesterday.
So Roth just posted weather updates, and we got orange red.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that's enough to get me off it.
Yeah.
It is for me with my.
hopefully they just cancel it like while we're still making lineups, and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Ricky Weeks is batting fourth against Friedrich.
Yep. Arizona's
Lineups out.
incredibly cheap on FanDuel. It's fucking stupid.
I think Ricky Weeks had like insane BVP against him. Let me see.
Is
He's
that
been
bad
around for like 2 years. How's he haven't seen?
Well, 4 for 9 with a double, a triple, and a homer. So he's hit the cycle.
Jesus. He's hit for the cycle and for 9 at bats? That's hilarious. Ricky Weeks can leg out triples? What happened? Did the outfielder fall down?
I don't know.
Got hit in the face like Billy Hamilton.
I'm gonna be like the only guy with Yasmani Tomas today.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. He's in my only lineup.
4.7K. No one is gonna play him except you guys and me.
Yes,
Yeah, how chalky are the Diamondbacks going to be? I guess they're going to fall behind the Red Sox and the Blue Jays
Never
too.
chalky. I don't know what's with people and hating D-backs.
Yeah.
But like on 4-game slates, they're not chalky.
Goldie and Beef are always chalky against lefties.
That's true.
Individually. But
like Tomas is never chalky. Segura is never chalky.
I kind of like Drury.
I kind of like the Weeks. Yeah, I mean, I like the whole team, but like,
4 through 8.
4 through 8 is kind of good.
Yeah.
And it's not that expensive.
I think if you're gonna stack them, you have to play Goldie.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Really? But he's the high upside guy on there.
But you can stack, especially like on FanDuel, where you can only stack 4 people. You can get 4 of the cheaper guys, and then like there's no shortage of high upside first baseman.
That's true.
Yeah.
And it's great differentiation piece because 95% of people stack in Arizona are going to include Goldie.
I love it on.
Out.
Yeah, just even better for
Right.
Carrasco. No, I mean, Castellanos strikes out a lot, but who's going to come in? Aviles?
Oh wait, who'd you say?
Castellanos.
Castellanos got
What
scratched.
about? Oh wow, that's really good for Carrasco.
Yeah.
He also really he'll either strike out or hit it really far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Castellanos was one of the guys that I actually kind of wanted to have. I was considering putting in as a one-off if I did play Carrasco in tournaments.
Let's see. What about we kind of talked about Godley a little bit.
Jake Lamb's not starting. I overlooked that.
Yeah, they actually. I mean, I love Jake Lamb, and they'll probably might get smart and put him in the second half of the game if they take out the lefty.
I imagine they will.
But
He's not that great lefty.
no, he's not very good. But god damn it, he's good against right-handed pitching.
Oh, man.
Jesus.
Love some of him.
I mean, just auto play him. I mean, I don't really care what his price is if the dude's just gonna.
I mean, in cash, I would have been like.
Yeah.
I think I think he's getting to that auto play point. He
That's never happened again.
The other day against Cueto, he was like 18% owned on FanDuel. I thought I was playing him like as a sneaky play, and he was like 20% owned
That's
against
okay.
Cueto.
Like in the beginning of the year, he was like 5% owned, and nobody knew about it.
Yeah, he'll probably whenever DK sends out the email of like who you've played the most, he will surely be on mine. And if Shimp stays in the majors, if Shimp stays in the majors, it'll be him and Shimp. And Rosales, yeah, I play the Padres second baseman every day. It's pretty much what happens. What was I gonna say? Oh, on FanDuel, I think that's the Diamondbacks kind of bottom half is really interesting because that's a good point. And in chat they were talking about kind of why I wanted to bring this up was first baseman. So Miggy got brought up, but I think it's a similar conversation in that someone was kind of interested in Miggy, but we kind of talked him into the fact that there's so many high upside first basemen. If you're I don't know how I feel about Miggy as a one-off, but I thought it was kind of an interesting thing to bring up when we're talking about whether to use Goldie or not use Goldie. What's kind of the overall consensus at first base? Let's say you stack the Diamondbacks without Goldie. What are you looking to do at first base?
I like the Indians guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carlos Santana for sure is on the list. Ryan Rua is like a massive dong finder favorite.
Who?
Ryan Rua.
Is he first base on FanDuel?
I don't know. He's first base / outfield on DK.
He's outfield on FanDuel.
I always love Ryan Rua versus a lefty.
He's batting fourth. So, I mean, it's
Yeah, they put him there against lefties.
a good spot for him, but he's probably going to get pinched later in the game.
I have bad memories of Ryan Rua from last week, Max.
Wow.
Yeah, it's true.
I played him versus a righty, like as a one-off, I think Saturday or something, against Minnesota when like the day that what's his name went off, Max Kepler,
Ah,
and he
That
hit a
was-
home run, and I was like, whoa!
that's the same noise I made when Kepler hit his second home run.
Yeah, but I
That's
saw
not
that.
the
I was
noise I
like,
made.
best decision ever.
So, we talked a little bit about the Indians, right? We talked a little bit about
Yeah,
Rays.
we like the Indians.
Yeah.
At home, anytime.
At home against Anibal Sanchez, and then even if Sanchez, let's say Sanchez throws 5 decent innings, right? The Tigers' bullpen is dog shit. So it's not. I think it's a pretty good spot for the Indians as well, and that's somebody I'm definitely interested in now that this damn Minnesota game's probably off the board.
Yeah.
Any Padres other than my boys Schimpf and Dickerson? Anybody interested in Padres? Jank?
Jank for sure. Jumping back a bit, I think Smoke is kind of an interesting first base play because most people probably go Encarnacion.
Yeah, I like Smoke. That's a good
Yep.
play.
That's a real Smoke. The way Smoke hits righties and the way Young pitches to lefties sounds like a really deadly combination.
Yeah, and no one will play him in the 7th spot, so all the
Exactly.
more contrarian power to you.
Yep. And he's fairly expensive on FanDuel. I don't know about DraftKings.
He's pretty
He's
cheap.
3600.
Yeah, he's 34 on FanDuel.
Yeah.
That's expensive for FanDuel.
Yeah.
Wow, he is cheap.
They've decided to not price anybody over 5K, so
Yeah.
No, can't do that.
they must have had like a board meeting where like, yep, no one over 5K.
It's my fault because I put out a tweet saying, thanks, FanDuel, for fixing your pricing. You're like, fuck you, Steve.
Oh, we'll show Steve.
I keep having so much money left over, it's like annoying.
That's
Yeah.
That's what CJ said on his show earlier today. He's like, I'm not playing I know he's gonna play it. Just watch. But he said he wasn't playing the monster tonight because he's protesting the pricing. Because I mean, it is like really like how do you make a team? Everybody makes a team and they feel like they just built the nuts on FanDuel, you know. And then Carrasco and Bum. Normally on FanDuel, you might be able to get those expensive guys at not an egregious ownership percentage. But now everybody's going to build their stacks and be like, oh shit, I got $13,000 left over. So
Yeah.
insert top pitcher. Like
I mean, it does set up well for like the David Price play, like Adam was talking about.
hmm
FanDuel like needs to shit or get off the pot. Like either you're gonna like totally go for like bringing in the not the like the unexperienced guys.
Right.
You know, they have their single tourney entries and all this pricing nonsense that DraftKings only does when there's like giant tournaments. But then they don't have like big prize pools. Like you gotta have both. Either you're gonna have big prize pools and really shitty pricing like DraftKings does, or you don't. You can't have like a 100K tournament with like crappy pricing. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I agree.
See what happens when New York gets back in.
Yeah, I don't know. FanDuel's like stingy.
Well, I mean, they might be waiting at this point to like, change things back until New York comes by.
Like
Anyway, whatever. I
Their
mean,
free max tournaments are like hilarious to me. It's like $200 entry and 6K guaranteed.
Yeah.
They're horrible. They're horrible. I was embarrassed for them when I saw it. Like 60 people, 3 max. Like, what's the point?
Yeah,
Right.
that's really dumb.
It's like an extension of cash.
Yeah, exactly.
I hadn't even seen
Curse wants to know about third base on FanDuel.
It's kind of gross.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like, I mean, I like Valencia, but obviously that's probably off the board. Parker did post the exact thoughts, the exact quote from Roth, and I'll even say it. If he absolutely forced him to make a call, he said, I think maybe there's a lot of not very definitive statements in here, but I'm leaning towards maybe they wait out the Storms and get the game in. But his confidence, if he just thinks it's a roll of the dice. He said probably like 25 to 40%.
That they play?
That they postpone it. So 75 to 60% chance they play.
I mean, I don't have any, and I probably will put out a lineup on DraftKings, like $50 worth of lineups, and stack that game. Like, I don't think it's that bad a play.
I think the issue, like, I really want to do it on FanDuel, but with the pricing being so bad today, I don't know that you're getting like enough of an edge by having that game unowned, because everyone else just has every hitter they could possibly want. So there's still going to be ridiculously good lineups.
Yeah. I think DK is the place to do it.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to play FanDuel today because there's actually some decent.
I mean, we're not the only ones thinking of this. There's going to be people that are doing it, and if I'm not going to be the only one doing it, I don't want to do it on FanDuel.
My problem is on DK is that the only reason I'm playing is for the free roll and the queue, because I won the ticket to the queue. That's only 40 people. Like,
you don't need to play them.
Like, I wanted to play them, and now there's just no reason to. But no one's gonna play them, and then I'll finish last when it rains.
Yeah, but if it plays, you win.
But
I mean, they also have to go off.
But
it's baseball.
But you're also talking about a game in the rain where that could be a bullpen game after the third inning.
It's true. I'm not saying I still have them in my lineup, and I'm still waiting until.
I just think the queue is like the perfect spot to play them.
But
I think bullpen game is a downgrade.
No, I want Tommy Malone in there.
Perfect weather today. I play Manea.
I mean, I guess if you're stacking the game, but we're mostly interested in Oakland, right?
Yeah, I'm mostly interested in Oakland.
Yeah.
Right, and if they bring in a righty, like, that lowers my interest a lot.
Yeah, their bullpen's so bad too, though.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
I don't
potential, guys.
Yeah.
Huh?
There's tornado potential in Minnesota.
Like, I don't hate it by any stretch, and I'm gonna sit here for the last hour before lock, and then even for longer, and debate whether I want to piss away money, or risk pissing away the money. But if it were, I would agree if it were, the 150 queue or something like that. But there's only 40 people. Like, I can still beat them. Without it. Now, it's to my favorite spot, so I'm still half tempted because I will be the only one with it.
We got a little off track there, talking about third baseman on FanDuel, and then like obsessing over the Oakland games.
Well, I think it's a really good discussion. And Valencia was very much in play, but third baseman on FanDuel. Let's go back. Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to rain on your parade.
I like Longo.
Yeah.
My model really likes Wilmer Flores batting cleanup, actually. I mean, he's min salary. You could do a lot worse.
Chen is going to give up some home runs today.
Chen's going to give, something for sure. I like A-Rod against Rodon.
Don't play A-Rod.
I like A-Rod.
What's with you and the Yankees? Trust me, I watch every Yankee game. They're not good.
I didn't say they were good. I said I like one player on this team.
No,
I like Castro and I like A-Rod.
Adam stacked the Yankees yesterday.
Castro.
You get a 4.9 total.
I like A-Rod too. Don't worry, guys.
Jose
Yeah, I
Ramirez.
like him less.
That's who my model likes.
Yeah, Jose Ramirez is at the top of mine too. I'd like him also.
I just hate playing him at third base. It feels like such a waste of a spot.
Yeah.
Dude's hitting fifth, and he can steal some bases too.
Yeah, McCann's got a gun though. I don't know how Sanchez is holding runners. I haven't looked, but McCann's got a cannon.
McCann is not a guy you want to target with base stealers. If it were Salty back there, then I would love it more.
I mean, I don't know. There's Justin Turner versus Tillman.
God, third base.
That's
is
an interesting matchup.
gross.
Yeah. I love Justin Turner against righties.
And Tillman's worse against righties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like Turner.
Yeah. This is like there was a spot the other day. I don't remember who it was, but it was like Chase Anderson or something against a righty who hits righties better, and it was just like the lock for a home run.
Oh, yeah.
What about Solarte?
I always like Solarte.
Yeah, I like Solarte too.
He's
He's
got
another guy the Yankees gave up for nothing.
he's got a couple home runs lately too, I think, and he's still in Arizona.
Dom yesterday.
Yeah.
He's high up in the Dong Finder article today.
Jesus
Franco's
Christ.
up here, but like Fulte's really good versus righties.
Yeah, Franco's hitting really well, but I don't really want to target Fulte with righties.
I mean, if I'm stacking Philly, I'll do it, but I don't think I'm going to play him as a one-off.
Right. I agree. One guy that name one player that will win somebody a bunch of money tonight. Just one.
David Price.
I knew that's what you were gonna say.
Wait, we were including pitchers?
Yeah, anybody, doesn't matter.
Not David Price.
Okay.
I don't think you can do the inverse thing. Let me see. Win.
That's really hard.
That is hard. I would have said one of the A's players, but now I don't know. I'm stealing Tomas.
Miguel Cabrera.
So no. Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know about that one.
Freddie Freeman. I think he double donks today.
Freddie Freeman, huh?
That's a good pick.
I like Freddie.
Tillman.
Oh.
I think Tillman can do some damage to these Dodgers.
Yeah, Matt Flores at min price. I mean, I think he's definitely in play. He's been hitting the ball well. He's clean up, right? He's hitting clean up.
Yeah.
Is he going to be popular today after the other day?
Possibly. I just don't know. Has anyone needed to go down that, like at third base? Do you need to go down to that?
I don't know. I'm way behind on my lineup building.
Yeah, me neither. I haven't built anything.
On FanDuel, I don't know.
I keep being like between 3 and 4K.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can get that with Mad Bum if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Flores is a bad play by any stretch, but just if it's a funny game log watching scenario, like 9.7, 59.6, 0.06001393. Like, it's a bunch of just totally average games, and then the game of the century.
Well, I mean, there's Schimpf in there too for 2,200.
I'd rather play Flores on FanDuel. I love Schimpf, but he's more of a...
Flores. He's not good at baseball.
I mean,
He was never a
they're
problem.
not-
What is like the likeliest
They
to
just
start-
sometimes they race to replace him.
Right.
yeah, that's true.
The likeliest to start crying when they trade him and then reverse the trade. Did you guys see that last year?
Yes. Why you gotta call him out like that? He was leaving a team that could have gone to the World Series. He was upset.
Oh,
And he's
jeez. There's
not
no
good.
crying in baseball. Don't you know that from Tom Hanks?
No, I agree. That was one of the funniest moments in sports last year. Like, this guy gets traded, cries, and then, oh, nope, come on back.
For whatever reason, I was watching that game too.
I don't think I was
Probably
right.
because the Yankees were out of it.
Yeah, like they are this year.
That's the only reason I would be watching.
Probably played Wilmer Flores. What about Odorizzi? So going back to pitchers, I know Angels don't really strike out a lot, but Trout is
Reverse
out of the
splits.
lineup. Reverse splits, and Trout is out of the lineup.
No, reverse splits is bad. Like, he's better against lefties. He's not good against righties.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not going to play it easy.
Yeah, it's tempting, but I don't think you need to go there. But God, Daniel Nava's hitting 5th.
Yeah. Same situation. Tempting. I don't know. I might go there.
I think I like him more in cash if you can't pay up for 2 guys.
Yeah, because there's no upside, right? I mean, there is upside, but there's no, like, gigantic upside.
Right. Like, I don't think he puts up less than, like, 16 or 17 DraftKings points. I don't think he puts up more than like 25.
22.
Yeah, like that seems like a pretty standard game.
I mean,
Yeah, it's a cash play for sure.
Vegas loves him. It's a big line shift in his direction.
It seems to me like Vegas is having their worst year in like handicapping baseball so far this year. Or maybe I'm just running into these scenarios where like there's 6.
Oh wow!
They're like.
I did not realize how cheap Odorizzi. Sorry, I didn't realize how cheap Odorizzi was on DraftKings.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely in play for everything.
What is he like 6K?
6.5.
Yeah.
Really? Why?
Yeah, he's crazy deep.
I don't know what's going on with these Tampa prices. I thought he was like 8K when I said that I would play him in cash and not in DraftKings, or not on tournaments. So yeah, feel free to play Odorizzi everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I like him way better than like Keuchel or something.
Right.
Yeah.
He's great in that range, and he's cheaper than most of the people in that range.
He definitely feels. Yeah, I think he kind of nailed it, Adam. Like he feels just super safe.
Yeah.
As safe as one gets. I thought Lester was safe the other day too, and we saw how that fucking
I had
turned out.
0 Lester that day.
Yeah,
Me
good
too.
for you because it wasn't very fun.
Kevin Roth said that even if the weather does clear, there will be 80-mile-per-hour winds.
80.
Blowing out?
They're going to be at the 80-mile-per-hour winds.
Is it blowing out to left field? Because then I'm there.
You can just like throw a baseball up in the air, and it's a home run.
Velocity 170 miles an hour.
80.
Exit velocity, 4.
Yeah.
There's going to be like a cow flying by in left field.
Oh man, that's funny. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't think I'm playing that game.
Yeah, like Parker, the wind is blowing out faster than R.A. Dickey's going to throw.
This is true.
That's crazy. Well, I think that might have done it there. 80 miles per hour winds. Huh. Who do we miss, guys? That I'm trying to scroll through the player pool and the games and stuff. Who do we miss that you're super interested in tonight that we haven't touched on? Anybody?
I think we got everybody. We're usually pretty thorough, guys.
Well, I mean, who do we like on the Rays? We talk about liking the Rays, right?
That's my struggle. I like them, but I don't know who. Longo, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think Brad Miller and Arcia are
I
interesting.
always love Forsythe.
I always like Dickerson.
Yeah, Dickerson.
Yeah.
Like Arcia and Dickerson are so tempting at the bottom of the order with all that power down there.
Yep.
Not Franklin so much.
No.
Yeah, he went
I
off
mean,
the
he's
other day.
really the only one that I don't. Him and Conger are really the only ones that I don't like, at least to some degree.
I like
I-
Souza.
I mean, yes, Forsythe has been really good since coming back from injury.
This feels weird trying to play them against a righty. Like, I've never done that, I don't think.
Yeah, but it's Tim Lincecum.
I know. I'm not. Trust me, I'm not arguing it. I'm just saying it feels weird. Like, I know who to stack against the lefties. That's easy. Like, you go real quick. But in this one, it's like, I mean, like you said, just about everybody's in play against Lincecum. He's worse against against righties, but I don't know that I care.
Not much. Like, bad on both.
His walk rate's ridiculous versus righties. I think I'm going to play Atlanta, guys. I like Atlanta.
Isn't it Eflin?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't really talk. I mean, you touched on Freeman, but we didn't really talk Atlanta a lot. And Parker wants to know about the Nationals. We haven't talked about the Nationals either. Davies, I kind of tend to like Davies a little bit, but
Yeah, I don't think Davies is that bad, and Nationals should be super chalky, no? Didn't they, like, just go off for, like, 1 million runs?
Yeah, but they were playing
Yeah,
Cincy.
so-
They were playing Cincy.
That's true, they were playing Cincy. But it's not like anybody thinks anything of Davies either. Like, I would pick this game to be an under.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for Davies, I'd just be really afraid of Harper and Murphy. I mean, no one else is that imposing.
He's pretty good against lefties, though.
Davies isn't bad in general.
No, he's not bad in general.
No, I think he's kind of good.
He's not bad matchups.
I mean, I grouped him with Jake Arrieta earlier, so clearly I think he's good.
Clearly, he's the same. Well, Jake Arrieta sucked lately, so I'm pretty sure Davies has better results in those last
Yeah,
game. Arrieta is lucky to be mentioned in the Zach Davies category.
Yeah.
Who do you like on Atlanta besides Freddie?
I don't know. I always like Garcia, but I don't know how to stack those guys because I don't like Flowers or Markakis. I guess you can go like Jason, Ciarte, and Freeman.
Jace got a serious price bump. It was fun while he was 2K. Yeah.
He's still cheap for leading off against a shit pitcher.
Yeah, he's also still Jace Peterson.
Is Jace Peterson, what do we really know about Jace
He's not
Peterson?
that bad.
He's not that bad.
Yeah, but that's the point. He's not that bad. Is the statement that you're making about him? Is all. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying that's the
honestly,
reaction.
I would just play Freddie as a one-off and not stack Atlanta.
Yeah. Tyler Flowers.
I like Flowers too.
Yeah, I like Flowers too. I was surprised when you said you didn't like Flowers, Max.
He's Tyler Flowers.
He's not that bad.
I can play him against lefties.
Whatever, dude. Flowers.
I gotta look at Zach Eflin's numbers now.
He doesn't strike anybody out.
Ever.
From either side of the plate.
No, he's Justin Evelino.
The only people he struck out was Peter O'Brien when he faced the Diamondbacks.
He has a 4% strikeout versus lefty. I love sample sizes.
That's hilarious.
So Freddie's gonna crush him, is what we're saying.
I mean, Freddie either hits the ball really hard or strikes out. So.
Flowers has been hitting righties significantly better this season than lefties.
Oh man, he has a 45% fly ball rate too. Versus lefties. I love Freddie Freeman now. And my motto loves him, so hopefully
Interesting.
that pans out.
All right.
4%. That's funny.
4%. That is funny though.
His K rate and his walk rate are identical.
I know, that's amazing.
God, that just sounds like a recipe for. When's the blow up gonna come? Yeah, I don't think he's really like.
It should have been last game. I stacked against him in Arizona.
Yeah.
His BABIP versus lefties is 211, but his xFIP is 6.38.
Holy shit! I'm playing Freddie. Okay. 6 something you said?
Yeah.
6.38.
I don't know what his actual ERA is.
Lincecum owns the worst xFIP versus righties I've ever seen. It's like 9. But again, small sample sizes, so don't read into it too much, guys.
So what do we want to do as kind of calling your shot here? Do you want a pitcher or a pitcher and a hitter or 2 hitters?
I'm playing all the expensive guys at pitchers, so that's going to be boring.
Me too.
Yeah, I think 2 hitters are probably better than.
Adam's pissed because he wants to pick David Price, but
no, he's going to play Price and Tillman and beat all of us. Then play Carrasco and Mad Bum.
It's true. He's going to get those guys at 2% and whoop our ass, yeah. And Odorizzi. He's going to play Odorizzi. So let's do 2 hitters. All right. So he's Max. You're good at guessing who Adam's going to play. So
I don't know who I'm going to play, so this is going to be interesting.
2 home runs. Steve, give it to us.
Ryan Rua and Todd Frazier.
Todd Frazier.
Yeah.
He was one guy Todd Frazier that we never touched on during the third base time, so that's interesting.
I haven't played him since he screwed us 3 games in a row.
Oh yeah.
I don't like him, but
I played him yesterday. It went well.
Yeah, I mean yesterday he hit everything.
I mean he's still a good hitter overall.
Is he though?
I think so.
Well, yeah, maybe. Go ahead, Max.
Freddie Freeman, and I'm going to throw a bone to Wilmer Flores since I called him out for crying.
Ian Wilmer.
3,800 on DK, Wilmer.
That's absurd.
Come
Yeah,
on, that name is awesome.
that's like the same as Valencia.
Todd Frazier's only 2.7 on FanDuel.
And 3.5 on DK. But yeah, 2.7 is really cheap.
Everybody's 2.7 on
Oh,
FanDuel.
that's a very good point. But I mean, he's priced by Chase Headley, and that just feels weird.
Chase Headley hits a home run every time the Yankees should go off, and
Yeah.
nobody plays him.
Chase Headley is the most annoying player in the world.
No, like if you stack the Yankees, you need to have one lineup that play the same lineup and then have another lineup that has Chase Headley in it, just to make sure, because they'll go off. It's just that Chase Headley's going to be the one that goes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For like two homers.
Yeah.
That
Also,
literally-
Steve likes to call grand slams from Chase Headley, and then they happen. Like,
that was
second
so
time.
fucking weird.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Adam, go ahead.
Polanco, and I just had another one. Completely forgot who it was. Did you say Tomas? You said Tomas, right?
You can take him. I used it. They asked us for one guy who's going to win people a bunch of money.
Okay. Then Tomas Polanco.
Polanco and Tomas. Well, now I don't know what to do because I was going to probably call two A's players.
Well, you won't be wrong.
That's fair. It's true. Maybe they'll hit it tomorrow. I'm going to call Brandon Drury. And I'll say Longo. I like Longo a lot tonight.
Yeah.
good call.
We'll go that route. All right, guys. If you have any other questions, bring them into the chat while we're figuring out this shit show of lineup making here for the last hour. And enjoy the evening and good luck.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck,
Later.
guys.